One of the strongest passports, one of the best places to live and conduct business, one of the cleanest spots on the face of the earth, a melting pot of cultures, a global hub of education, culture, entertainment, tourism, and trade, and yet 5 times smaller than the smallest state in India. Don't you think a lot must have gone into making Singapore what it is today? The secret of their prosperity is probably the set of rules strictly implemented by their government and even more strictly abided by the locals. So, well, just as the saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, we have enlisted 10 things you should never do in Singapore so that on your holiday or visit, you make sure you do not overstep a line and offend the locals. Number 1. Littering. The rules regarding littering are taken quite seriously here. If you are caught littering, you could face a hefty fine or be forced to do community service, neither of which is on your holiday agenda. Number 2. Chewing gum. How many times has the sight of gum stuck in places where it certainly shouldn't be irked you? We are aware that there are numerous. If you simply cannot stand such irresponsibly disposed of gum, Singapore has you covered. Even the shops in Singapore do not sell gum, and no one is allowed to carry or chew gum here. Number 3. Eating and drinking on public transport. Singapore, with one of the world's most advanced transport systems, has declared its public transport a no eating or drinking zone for decades now. Eating and drinking on public transport can be penalized, and yes, when referring to public transport, it also includes the station premises and waiting areas. Number 4. Smoking in public. Needless to say, if food isn't permitted on public transport, how can smoking be? One can be fined if found doing so in public. Singapore has designated smoking zones throughout the country, and it's only there that you can light it up. But yes, beware, that too without dropping a butt or two. Number 5. Pointing fingers at someone. As trivial as it may sound to you, pointing fingers at someone in Singapore is indeed considered quite rude. Never do that. Although it's the most common etiquette in all of mankind, it's better followed strictly in Singapore. Number 6. Not flushing. It may sound barbaric to you, but not pressing the flush after finishing off your business is a legal offense in Singapore. You will find dedicated officers making random rounds of the urinals to catch hold of the irresponsible lot. Now we know why Singapore is one of the cleanest countries in the world, right? Number 7. Showing the bottom of your feet. Singapore, as we know, is an amalgamation of people from all over Asia. In line with the culture here, it's considered very disrespectful to show the bottom of your feet to anyone here. Number 8. Mind others' head and your hand. Also, see to it that you do not pat on anyone's head, as you do not want to meddle with something that is considered to be quite sacred. It's also advisable that you only use your right hand for passing gifts to someone and not the left one, pretty much as in India. Number 9. Connecting to unsecured networks in Singapore is considered a crime akin to hacking. So while here, make sure to turn off the auto discovery setting so that even unintentionally you do not commit a crime. Number 10. Taking public transport during peak hours. Lastly, if you are a Mumbaiker and take local trains to your workplace and back home, super crowds are a part of your life. But do you wish to squeeze uncomfortably between people on a relaxing holiday too? Never. Public transport is highly crowded in Singapore during the peak hours of the morning and evening, and you must definitely avoid taking trains or buses during these hours. So those were your 10 commandments of things that you should never do in Singapore. Follow these and you are sorted. And yes, if you are thinking that you will return inspired from your holiday in Singapore, you couldn't be more correct. Singapore entertains and educates us at the same time. There's a lot to learn from this little wonder and implement back home. So chalo, bag bharo, nikal pado.